Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, your most notorious groupie. And for those who don't know, I'm the author of this little book here. We've got tonight, The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie Me. Link to where you can get that, my other little mini books down in the description, along with my merchandise Patreon and the drink or beer of the day. So go down like it was the 80s and start a clicking. You know. Anyway. And as always, I like to always start with being so appreciative and thankful for all the community that we're building here, the awesome friendships we are all building among each other, and especially for how much you guys share with me. Seriously, it's amazing, and thank you for all that trust and love, you guys. I just really will never find the words to be able to say thank you enough. So awesome. Let's keep building that because we're almost to 1,000, so let's get there. All right, today, speaking of 1,000, well, this really has nothing to do with 1,000, but today's topic, we are going to talk about the least sexy bands, mostly from the 70s, because, you know, we learned how to groom our, I don't know what changed, went from sham to glam, from hippie to glam, and so there was a big change. So, and today we are going to do a little local out of Ogden, Utah. The Zulupes by Cerveza. This one is a Mexican-style craft beer with cinnamon and cane. Ooh, it's like a Jarritos. I love Jarritos. All right, guys, hold on. Get your minds out of together. I'm not going down. This isn't a hotel room or the back lounge of a tour bus or the 80s. Anyway, all right, everybody. Let's get your Zulupas, get a little spicy, kick up your heels, and let's have a little cocktail rocktail, shall we? Cheers, big ears. All right, I've never tried this one before. I've had a few from these guys, but we'll see how it is. Oh, it's nice and light and crisp. It's that perfect Mexican lager, but with that the amber ale and stuff with it. Oh my god, so good, you guys. Hit that link down. See if they're in your state, because they are awesome. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna start off by talking about, and like I said, today of the bands, like, I don't know how these guys got laid by the groupies. I mean, some of the groupies we know didn't have a very high standards in the 70s, did you, scammy to bars? Well, you didn't have a high rock star count because you weren't that fun. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I have my little list here. And the reason I kind of started, because I was just kind of watching videos while I was doing some writing. And Air Supply came up. And I thought, oh no. Air Supply in the 70s? No, not your sexiest band. And you know they got laid by groupies, but, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and it does kind of change from era to generation, so on. But no, even in the 70s and 80s, well, no. Because, again, it's too sappy. Like, I feel these guys would cry after sex, or, like, get into the fetal position after a really good blowjob. No, nothing sexy about that. So there's the band that kind of kicked off this little, you know, brouhaha we're having. Brouhaha. All right, so everybody take a drink for every band you would sleep with, because, oh, you'll need to be drunk to sleep with some of these. And let's go, and these are kind of the obvious. Let's go with REO Speedwagon. Ooh, and Rush. But we'll keep going with REOs because I forgot to put Rush on my list. Oh, so REO Speedwagon. Definitely. There's no one in this band. They came to town several times over the years. Had friends working for them, all kinds of stuff, and nope. No. Just no. Nothing turns me on. I love their music, but nothing turns me on about them. Mentally, emotionally, stuff like that, you know. But still, you know, their music is classic and it's awesome, so we're not going to knock the music. We're just not going to knock boots with any of these boys. And we're not going to fucking rush into bed with the Brush Boys, are we? Oh, Getty Lee, some... Oh, Talk about basement geek rock. These are the kings of basement geek rock. Like, if they could rope a chick into Dungeons and Dragons, because that's mostly what, their fans are doing. No offense, all great musicians, but just not sexy. And I'm not a Rush fan because it's just too much of like Yngwie Malmsteen on coke all the time with these long ass guitar solos and progressive rock, and it's too artsy fartsy, kind of, like I said, Dungeons and Dragons for me. So I don't know of any groupie. If you guys know of the groupies that slept with anybody from Rush, REO Speedwagon, put them down in the comments, because I'd like to know who these brave drunk souls were. Speaking of drunk. All right, then we're going to move on to another one, kind of more punk era, Gigi Allin. Oh, Daddy, no. Fuck no, not sleeping with that. You got feces and bloods and urine and cockroaches and Lord knows what else kind of mites crawling out you. That may be somebody's fetish, but it surely is fuck not mine. And again, don't know of any groupie that fucked him. Never saw him, didn't want to go to their shows. But the shows I did go to, Gore. Loved watching Gore. They were a great band. Saw them probably about 5 times in my lifetime at the Speedway Cafe, which I'll talk about the Speedway Cafe. This place was badass. It was kind of the West Coast CBGBs, but more disgusting bathrooms. Yep. But yeah, so saw a lot of punk bands, but no, and didn't want to see Gigi Allin because while I'm into the music, I don't need that kind of everybody spitting and kind of rage release, I guess. Didn't turn me on at all, And I used to say I'd never sleep with anybody from the Sex Pistols, too. How'd that work out? As we know. Alright, so what else do we have? We have Gigi Allin. Oh, Foreigner. Because as we know, I've already talked about Foreigner in my book. I have. And we were getting autographs. They were like the second band in Salt Lake City or something that I met. And we were so excited because I love Jukebox Hero and Feels Like the First Time. Don't listen to my singing voice. It sucks. But anyway. So, yeah. Totally went back, got their autographs. They're like, you want to come back to the hotel? Danny and I were like, nah. No. And one of them even has an English accent, so... And if that couldn't get me back to the hotel, yeah. Not the sexiest band. I mean, there's just... there's guys on stage like Motley Crue or Metallica and, Dave Mustaine and just all those bands you watch on stage that just turned Robert Plant and shit. And you're watching them and they're just being all sexy and... Ooh, yeah, that's foreplay. And you want to rip their fucking clothes off the second you're not in Foreigner. Not an REO Speedwagon. Like I said, Air Supply might cry. Get in the fetal position. Some of these guys, so far, I'm not even sure they would know what to do with the groupie. In, real life. Sorry, this is what I've been keeping all my episodes and stuff on for a while. I write them down as I think about it. But anyway. Okay, so we're going to go back to the 70s again, and you've seen these pictures, these guys pictured with groupies, and they had a couple really awesome songs, but the only reason they were pictured with the groupies was, number one, it was probably a photo op, because we know one of them was Lori Maddox. We all know about those photo ops. Anyway, so, and I don't know if anybody ever actually slept with any of them, but the guys in Slade, it's like not only are they not sexy, it's like they're trying so hard to have a personality that surpasses their unibrow, or at least one of their unibrows. So I don't know, and like I said, I think this was with Sable and Lori was more of a photo op. Yeah, they were cool guys because they had accents to hang over, but I don't even know if these chicks banged him. I don't know if they could drink that much alcohol because, like I said, nothing. I mean, just I'm afraid of what the lead singer's pubic hair would look like. Like a fucking cotton ball exploding out of a vacuum bag. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay. Who else do I have? Oh, the guys in Sweet. No, not so sweet. Again, it just, with all their bushy hair, I'm thinking there's just too much bush in their outbacks, you know? I mean, and it's just and too much time on the bus with no showers. Some of these guys, and that's what it makes me think of, you know? So, and then we're going to go to the obvious, and these guys, how they beat Metallica for the very first heavy metal Grammy is beyond me. We had to shave our fucking heads, me and Danny, over that. Just like underneath here, you couldn't even tell because our, you know, it was, anyway, lost that bet. But Jethro fucking Tull. What is sexy about a flute playing this guy? What? I mean, Jethro Tull is a band and it's not a person, I get that. But just, and how is this heavy metal? That's another fucking topic I'm going to discuss. Is how the fuck did Jethro Tull beat Metallica? Then we'll discuss about what was going on behind the scenes. Because, oh, it's another time though. Anyway. Yeah, Jethro Tull. There might be one guy that if I had enough beer goggles on, okay. I might wake up in the hotel morning and sneak out the next, you know, in the next morning. But when I go to the show, no, because I'm just again, Jethro Tull is that mix of super long guitar solos and flute music and kind of progressive rock and like I said, how this band won the Grammys is beyond me. But yeah, nothing sassy about these guys. Nothing. Who are we going to top it off with? Joe Cocker. Oh my God, he is so not sexy. And Lisa, John's ex, when he passed away, because she was his ex, they were breaking up. She lied, and John Entwistle was not going to marry Lisa. But Lisa used to date Joe Cocker for a lot of years before she dated John. And Joe Cocker, the hard partier that he was, had to break up with Lisa because she was too hard of a partier for him. And the way he moves on stage, I don't want that happening on top of me because I'm just not sure if I should call 911 or scream for God. Either or, it's just, that would just be like, dude, don't give me whiplash. You know, just something might knock my eye out, or I don't know. I don't want him to have a spasm on me or in me. Ooh. So there you go. There's my kind of list of who I think are some of the most unsexy bands in rock and roll history. Not too many after the 80s because we got really hot in the 80s like the groupies did too. Better than the 70s. I mean, of course the guys in Zeppelin, The Who and stuff, they were hot. Rolling Stones, hot. But they got hotter. Just like the bands did from the 80s on, right? So that's why you don't see any 80s bands in there. Look, there are some pretty hideous 80s bands, but we slept with them all, so can't really say much about that. Between me and my friends. Anyway, alright guys, if you can think of anybody else that makes you go, ooh, put it down in the comments, alright? And don't forget, while you're down there, to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bells. Because once I hit 1,000, I'm getting all kinds of cool stuff away. T-shirts, books, autograph books, all kinds of stuff. So hit that subscribe, you guys. Let's get there. We're almost there. And thank you to everybody who's been here and helping me get there. It means the world to me, guys. All right, we're going to see you next time, guys, on Cocktails Rocktails. Cheers, figures.